I've got something really cool to show you. I'm over here with Ian Griffin. Ian, what are we looking at right now?
So right here, we've got the brand new and improved Nile L200 prefab chamber. We're gonna open it up and take a look.
Let's do a walkthrough.
So one of the first things you'll be able to see is all the paneling design is completely changed. The door mechanism is completely changed.
That is amazing.
The locking pins are different. Fan truss is all different. Our mechanism for opening and closing the baffle is new and improved. And
all right, you got to show us. I can't just hear about it. So where is it?
Right over here. Before we had this lever arm that would run the cable, and you would have to push down. It would take up a good, 6 inches of the wall. It would be a lot harder to get stuff in here. Now we've got this neat little cable handle. You just put a little tension on. Let it go right up, just like that.
That is awesome.
And back down, just like that.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, way less cluttered, neat and tidy. The fan truss is rebuilt and redesigned. We even moved where our exhaust vents are. So historically, this exhaust vent has always been up here on the corner. It matched the one on the front of the kiln. Now it's been moved down here because as the airflow comes through the pack of lumber, we want to be able to exhaust as quickly as possible and not have an opportunity to mix over with the heat coming off the L200. So this should definitely get a lot more improved efficiency with your venting when it does kick on.
Nice. So that's something that we focus on, guys. We don't ever want to be stagnant. We never want to stay in the same place. We always want to push the envelope and improve. This is our third iteration of this chamber, and Ian, I think this one is it's perfect.
No, I'm really excited. On the old one I have out here that I do all the testing on, the old style of arm, it made it kind of really tough to get like 2 8-footers side by side. You didn't have a lot of extra
space.
room. And now with that kind of new door mechanism, just way tidier, it's going to be a breeze to get 2 8-foot packs in this kiln.
Well, and so I'm also hearing from the grapevine. I was involved in the very first setup of the first Pro Chamber, and that took 4 people about 4 days to install. I've heard through the grapevine that this entire structure can be up in less than 12 hours.
Yeah, so what I got heard, and there's a couple different numbers going around because people like to talk themselves up here and there, but that this was built in about 4 to 6 hours by 2 guys that had not built one of these before.
That's
There's
amazing.
Still a couple things. It's not quite bolted to the ground yet, but that's still incredible speed for 2 guys putting up a prefab like this.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go around the outside of the building because I want to show one of the ways that this frame goes together. I can tell you guys, this thing feels robust. All right, so you can see you've got bracing all along your front doors as well. There is our intake vent up at the top. It is in the same position that it used to be, but like he said, now with this being moved lower, you're getting that straight off the wood there.
Our hinge mechanisms and our locking latches have changed. We'll do a little demonstrate on that right now. So before, we had a 3-part where these pins, instead of being retained, they would come right out.
Gotcha.
So that would be a little bit of an obstacle when you're opening and closing the kiln. You'd have to pull the pin out. I used to flip it around, put the narrow end there to keep it out of the way. Some people would set them to the side, but now it's just completely retained and you just rotate it to get it out of the way and put it back to lock it. Now
And these are great. It
These
doesn't
are
look like
beautiful.
a container anymore or a truck door.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic. And this is going to automatically, just by design, it squishes the door back into the seal right when you latch this down.
So it pushes that perimeter gasket in tight to seal it.
And our new hinges are really rugged and beefy, so we shouldn't have any trouble holding the weight of the door over time. And of course, the whole structure is all the same aluminum, anti-corrosion, anti-rust. Decades of life out of one of these things.
Absolutely. And so this is what I'm talking about, guys. You see these panels here, how they're all framed. They go together, you bolt them on the outside. So you can essentially, whereas you had to set the concrete frame for the other, you can essentially make this a square box and then set it where you want on your concrete to bolt it down. So it's just a much better design for you folks that are building this yourself.